Welcome to the Jedi Ranger. I'm JohnBurry555, and today I'm continuing my series of Mash Wikia reviews for Season 4, Episode 15, Mail Call Again. So, the premise of the episode is that the camp gets a bunch of letters. It's mail call. Colonel Potter gets a letter from his son, who informs him that Colonel Potter is about to become a grandfather, probably by the time the letter arrives. So, the camp decides to start a betting pool on who's going to correctly guess the baby's birth date, weight, and whether it's a boy or a girl. By the way, Father McKay is the one who gets it correct. And in this episode, actually, when basic question on how he was able to correct, he says, I can't remember exactly, but he says something along the lines, I know it is something about conception. So basically, he did some math, in other words. He knew it was the baby was a week late, then additional 9 months, and boom. That's probably what he did, I don't know. But the thing is, Mash always generally does this. Whenever they kind of have some kind of betting pool of that going on, they always have Father McKay win. That's a very common thing that they do in Mash. But there's other things going on. Hawkeye gets his hometown paper. BJ gets 2 letters from his wife and 1 letter from his dog, which is written by his wife. I just kind of like, for the letter from the dog, does she just write woof woof bow wow? I wanted to know, and they didn't share what that was. And Margaret gets a package from the States that is some lingerie that Frank had gotten for her. Of course, Frank gets a letter from his wife. Remember, Frank is cheating on his wife. And he's also stringing Margaret along. And Frank's wife, Louise, has found out about Margaret and wants a divorce. Frank eventually talks to her over the phone and convinces her not to. It's pathetic and also creepy at the same time. There's a lot of patheticness around blah 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 we can go with, but the creepy part is that threatening to hurt himself, actually step out into the wall. Frank, not good, buddy. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, Frank is just all around a scumbag, and that really proves it. Especially, degrades Margaret to try to, appease his wife. And Margaret overhears all this, so she's rightfully mad at him. And throws that lingerie into the trash, which Clint actually later finds in the trash. But this is actually probably the maddest that we've seen Margaret at Frank so ever in MASH, I would say. Probably the maddest. And it does kind of help to build up how we'll know later on that she'll actually break it off with Frank. And actually will realize that there's no chance of anything, an actual relationship with Frank. Frank is just stringing her along. But we got a bit to go for that. But overall, like I said, it's a pretty enjoyable episode. We get to laugh at the disgustingness that is Frank. We get some good other character moments. We actually get to see a home film from Radar, so we get to see his family. And by the way, his mother is played by Gary Burghoff. So Gary Burghoff, who plays Radar, plays Radar's mother. It's just amazing that they did that. Like, I'm actually kind of surprised that they went with that route, but they really wanted to show the family resemblance. But like I said, overall, it's a good, fun episode. Not too much more to say besides it's helping lay more of the groundwork for what we will know that's coming, where Margaret breaks off, stops seeing Frank, and then gets engaged to Colonel Robert Penobscot. But we got a bit to go for that. Let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like and share. Also, consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest content. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you, always.